Okay, we're somewhat like.
How did this how did this
Okay.
campaign turn into Marvel Civil War? How?
But you guys didn't want to kill the guy who you ended up killing.
In a much less effective way than we wanted to kill him. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I have to say the story is so interesting. I never would have predicted that any of this would have happened.
Hey, that's why I'm
Why
willing to sit
players
around
are
here
off.
while we're not doing anything and listen to this.
Okay, so there's a giant explosion off to your right as the one ship explodes, and the pavement looms close at an alarmingly fast rate.
I don't think it works that way. I don't think I can use move object to stop us, can I?
I think you can.
Hi.
Because in Star Wars, there's no sense of, like, it's not like you need to be standing on an object that, like, has an equal and opposite reaction to the force you're exerting. So I don't see any reason why in the Star Wars universe you shouldn't be able to lift up a vehicle that you're standing in.
Newtonian physics, get out of here with that mess.
That's what he's
Who
saying.
needs it?
I have the force. Why do I need physics?
Exactly.
I mean, you're destroying the laws of physics. Is what the Force does. So,
Yeah.
This is true.
where's the energy come
Go,
from?
my
We don't know.
midichlorians.
Where's the energy
Size
movement
matters
anything
not.
come from?
Okay,
Energy
roll
can
your
be neither
force.
created nor destroyed. Lies.
Midichlorians can create energy. Okay, make a use of. Okay, there we go.
With that, I could probably slow us down, but that's about it. I can't stop us.
I mean, if you use the Force point, you could get it to moving a huge object.
No, because I just used a force point to get that back, because an encounter
Oh,
is
okay, never mind.
still going on right now. I haven't had a minute to rest.
Have fun.
Yeah, unfortunately, the ship is slightly too large and going too fast for you to gain control of it.
One of these days, I really need to actually get a hold of that power.
Again, I can only slow it down. I can't stop it, so brace yourself.
Yeah, so you guys are slowed somewhat, but you still crash into the street below and gouge up a large divot in the Durcrete. So make either an acrobatics or dexterity check as you guys crash into the ground abruptly.
I don't know which one I want to roll. I have no bonus to my dexterity, so it's literally a d20. And my acrobatics has a 6. And that's only because of my level.
It didn't sound to me like she was buckled in.
Oh, nope. I'm not buckled in, or well. Kylar, thanks. Thanks again, man. Thanks.
Okay, Kalani, you are able to weather that so well that if you want to try to make sure Ariel doesn't break her bones,
Yes.
you may do that. Gerard is having enough trouble on his own that he can't really assist her.
Yeah. Yeah.
What up, Ariel? I already knew that she was going to have troubles. It's not Bazak's fault. Okay, let's see. What could you roll to try to help out Ariel? I guess if you wanted to try to grab her, you could make a strength check. Unless you'd like to try to do something else, I'm open to suggestions if you have ideas for how you could potentially Save her from injury.
Any ideas, guys?
Since strength is one of your strongest attributes, I would say that. I don't know of anything else that would actually apply. That would probably be the best one. Again, I don't know what you could do. You might make a case for treat injury, but I don't think it would apply here. Yeah, it would have to depend on your ability to defend.
Attribute rolls. And that's why I hate attribute rolls.
Well, the DC for attribute rolls isn't as high as the DC for skill checks because they're different mechanics. So an 8 isn't as bad as it would be on a skill check, but that's still less than 50% good, so...
An 8 on a skill check at this level would mean she rolled a nat 1.
Yeah. Well, you only get half your character levels. You only have a +6 to it, right? So you'd only have... You could get a 7, couldn't you?
Yeah, on anything charisma based.
But anyways, that's not important. Yeah, so Kalani, you can't really manage to hold Ariel in place. So, let's see how much damage Jurat and Ariel take.
Isn't there something else? Acrobatics? Grapple?
Okay, this first roll is for Jurat. Okay, Jurat takes 7 damage. This one is for Ariel. Okay, Ariel takes 9 damage.
She's still better off than I am right now.
Yeah, especially because she was healed. Well,
Yeah.
if she hadn't been healed, that would have been bad for her. Okay, so the you gouge like a 20-foot long swath of trailing crater debris in the dirt of the street before the airspeeder comes to a halt and jostles back.
Alright, Geralt will hop out, get Ariel out of the backseat, say to Kalani, we need to move now. You know, after he falls down, as soon as he gets out, gets back up.
Okay. Okay, so you guys get out of the now destroyed airspeeder. And where do you want to go?
Towards Ariel and my ship.
Okay. In the short term, where do you want to go?
In the short term, the straightest line between us and our ship.
Okay, you're crashed in the middle of the street. Do you want to just run in the middle of the street towards the ship, or do you want to run into a building, or what do you want to do?
In that case, probably dash off to the side, off the street, and into an alley. Probably an
Okay.
alley that runs parallel to the street so that we can go straight to the ship.
Okay. It took you guys 6 hours, I think, to get here from the Rebel Base number 1, and your ship is parked near there. So you probably have like at least 5 hours on foot to get back to your ship.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Carrying Ariel, badly injured. Dear.
In that case, we'll probably take like zigzag patterns back to our ship. Probably just enough to add maybe an hour to our trip back. See if we can't get there in a semi-decent time, but at the same time trying to avoid certain things.
Okay. Yeah, so Gerard, you can, like, through the buildings and stuff, you see that other ship that you shoved gets back sort of on your trail and lands by the wreckage of your ship. And some people start running in like down the alleyway after you guys.
You are really determined to kill us.
Who is trying to run down after us?
The Sith troopers who were in the ship that was following you. The one that didn't get crashed into the building. They don't have line of sight to you. They're just running.
Okay.
You can see them though.
Okay. In that case, we will keep going, trying to make sure they do not have line of sight on us, and seeing if we can't escape.
Okay.
Is this
You
the
guys are
longest
so
escape
bad.
ever by now?
You guys are gonna have to let's them have an endurance check. And a stealth check. So make an endurance check and a stealth check. Kalani tries to survive with survival.
Whoops, what? There's supposed to be a second stealth.
That's how survival works, right? When you're about to die, just roll survival to see if you survive. Okay, those endurance rolls are not the greatest.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Let us
Well-
consult the endurance skill entry to see if it has any insights on how that may work. Yeah, so I'm gonna say at your current level of injury, it's gonna take you a lot more than 5 hours to make it back to the ship. And also, we're gonna use the forced march part of the endurance check thing. Because it's supposed to be each hour of walking after 8 hours requires you to attempt a DC 10 endurance check, plus 2 per hour after the first. Otherwise, you move down on the condition track. I think what you've gone through so far counts as walking 8 hours. So you guys both succeed at walking for an hour. So make another endurance check for the next hour you guys walk. We're going to say it's going to take you 7 hours to get there. If you want to just walk there now.
Okay. Are they still following us?
You seem to have lost them.
Okay. Then I would suggest 1 more hour, and then we find a spot and rest. What? Oh, endurance, not constitution. Oops. Different numbers.
Okay, Kalani just barely passes, but she passes. And Gerard also passes.
And then we find a place to sit down, rest, relax, catch our breath, as it were.
Oh, now Zariana logs into Roll20.
Yeah. She does. She doesn't have Discord. She'll be on in just a minute.
Okay, let's wait for her real quickly.
Or we could just switch back to the other group.
That is true.
Why do I feel so worn out? I wasn't actually running.
That's because you stressed about the whole thing.
Longest escape ever?
Oh, there's Zariana up in the public square.
There she is. Let's turn your mic on.
Hello.
Ariana's microphone is muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
There we go. I swear I was going to do this earlier, but
It happens. No worries.
How was the behavior of the people you were babysitting?
oh, they're always good.
Oh,
There's
that's
only
good.
2 of them, and they're good little kids.
So who wants to fill Zariana in on what Ariel has gone through?
Well, she's still unconscious,
into
so
that.
like she doesn't know.
Longest escape ever.
It has been an unmitigated disaster.
We're still alive. We seem to have escaped Sith clutches right now. We're hiding. We're resting.
Our car chase ended a couple hours ago.
We didn't have anybody
Video.
trained to pilot in our group, so. Unless you are, in which case you are unconscious. That doesn't help us anyways.
Yes, and then Gerard was unconscious for a bit there. Ugh.
Yeah. That's what happens when you take a crit to the face.
Yeah, and then I managed to shove the both of you into the speeder and fumble around and basically floor it, and we used up almost all of my force points on that stupid chase. Evil guy.
It's not my fault.
You're the GM. You put that
Listen,
there. Yeah.
if anyone has a right to complain about the number of situations in which he's drained all his force points, it's probably me.
Mhm.
But you actually do stuff with them.
You did stuff with them. You mitigated the fact that you weren't at all
was just
cut out
endless-
for doing what you were
It,
supposed
it
to
was-
be
it
doing.
was just endless rolls.
Okay, so you guys make it back to or you guys make it to a hotel or something, right? That's where you're trying to stop somewhere in a building, a hotel-ish place.
Yeah.
Okay, who wants to check in with the innkeeper?
Gerard will then. Hello, sir. We'd like a room for a little while.
And how long? It's a little while.
Oh, probably 3 hours.
3 hours. Well, I'm sorry, we only book per day.
Oh, in that case, then that's fine. One day would be fine.
Okay, that'll be 100 credits.
Alright, sir, here you go. And he'll hand 100 credits over.
Okay, he'll give
Oh,
you a
Uh,
key card.
Kalani, can I have 50 credits?
Yeah.
I forgot. I rolled. That was the one roll I rolled really poorly on, was the amount of credits I had.
Okay, so does Kalani go inside the lobby area carrying the unconscious Ariel? Or do you go back outside to get the credits from her? Or...
I'll step back outside. I'll politely ask the innkeeper, just a moment. I have a companion who will be able to help me out with the price. With the price for a day here.
Okay, 50 credits. Oh, boy. Next question is, how do we get to the room? Carrying Ariel.
With 2 legs.
Okay, what's the way into the room?
Fine. I'll find out. As soon as...
Wait, we are trying not to look like crazy people. We're trying not to draw attention. I am a giant cat carrying an unconscious lady.
Okay, so when you give him the credits, he gives you the key card and gestures down the hall. And says the room's right down here.
Thank you, sir. And Geralt will go wave the other 2 in.
Okay. Okay, during your hour of respite, Ariel wakes up.
I've been in a force trance during that entire time.
Didn't Kalani heal me? Do I need to put HP into my thing?
Yeah, I added the HP that she healed you.
Okay.
You also lost HP in the crash landing that they had.
Kalani. Gerard.
You were shot at.
I managed to make sure anybody who was following us would not be able to follow us. So, we're okay.
I'm glad I was passed out.
I tried to catch you.
Oh, that's even worse. I thought I just crashed into the shield
Oh.
or something.
I threw one of the cars into a building to kind of help us get away safely, but they had already disabled the vehicle. The speeder by the time.
Yeah, they shot out our engines.
Yeah, they shut out the engine, so I threw them into a building.
So where am I waking up with new bruises on my body? Is it the head area or?
Well, let's see. We were in a fairly involved crash, speeder that put a hole or a rut into the road for about 20 feet, I believe is what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically over your whole body. Like you have some bruised ribs, and your neck is very sore from being bumped around. So you were just sort of thrown in the backseat of the speeder and not buckled in.
That's great.
We didn't have time for anything else.
I did the same to Gerard, and it barely escaped them. Even just doing that.
It could have been worse. I could have been out the entire time. Then that would have been a whole heap of trouble.
Yeah.
So I guess I wake up, try to move, then realize that's a bad idea and just stay still wherever I'm at.
Yeah, they'll put you on the bed.
Yeah, we are all very much hurt. Thanks, Kyreth. Thanks.
Yeah, when we got back to the room, Jarrett put Ariel, or made sure Ariel was comfortable in the bed, and then went into force trance almost immediately.
Yeah, probably pretty much the same.
Okay, you guys can all make use of the force checks then.
Stay still.
I mean, how many hotel rooms have you been to, Kyler? Don't they all look pretty much the same?
You just want us to think it's a different room.
It is actually a different room. John was staying in the one to the left of this one.
Oh, great.
Okay, so you guys recover there, unless Ariel has any more questions. We'll cut back to the other group. So for the 1 hour, you guys were in a trance. I guess you guys get one of your character levels and hit points.
Was it just character level?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let us switch back to the others. Who, because you guys were in Resistance Base 2 for barely any time, I decided to...
Make it Resistance Base 3?
Yes.
Very
Convenient that is. So it is currently 4 a.m. in the morning.
So we got 1 times our level back in hit points so far. Did you say?
Mm-hmm.
So, did we get like 4 hours of rest before the emergency thing happened?
It was like 2 hours.
Well then, back to force trancing. Well, no. First, how the heck did they find us? That will be the first
that's a more
priority.
relevant. That's a more relevant, yes.
So Kyle was like, okay, time to go to sleep. Wait a minute.
Okay, so just tell me where you guys want to go. The droids all went to the engineering room to be looked at.
I want to speak with our fearless leader.
I put Bob in charge of getting the destroyed shield generator replaced and seeing if he can finagle them into getting it fixed or replaced. And yeah, I'm going looking for like Edith or whoever's in charge.
I'm assuming that's what Dell wants to do too.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
Also, which out of the 3 people did I fail at far-seeing yesterday / within 24 hours? I don't remember which ones I had failed at seeing. I could still see. I just failed at seeing Kalani, right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think I just got it
Yeah,
from
I think
saying
it was
Kalani.
just Kalani.
I'll keep that in mind for later. Anyway,
Okay, so you guys walk in. Edith is talking with Liam and Ingrid, and when you walk in, they all like look exhausted, like you guys feel. And she looks at you all and says, "Thank you for all of your help and hard work. I don't know if we would have been able to make it out of there without your help.
Where are we?
We're at another one of our resistance bases. Unfortunately, we only have 2 left. Now that the Sith have taken out 2 of them, we can only hope they don't find this one as well, otherwise we could be in serious trouble. And unfortunately, we didn't have time to evacuate all of our supplies from the other one, so we're now even more in a disadvantage than we were before."
We need to do more than hope they don't find it. We need to take steps to ensure that they don't.
Which brings me to my question. Do you have any idea how they found us last time? Or at that last base?
She sighs and like rubs her temples, and she's like, "Your guess is as good as mine. It's possible they could have tracked our movement from our first base to the second.
it's also possible you have a mole inside your organization.
But why would they choose to move on us now? They could have struck all the bases simultaneously if there was a mole. One of your droids was captured or disabled. Are they linked in any way? Would it be possible for them to track the current location of your functional droids with the ones that they captured?"
I mean, they aren't actually connected. All it should have done is lead them back to the base it had been to, if they looked through its memory.
You should go over each of them with a fine-tooth comb and make absolutely certain that none of them has a tracking device on them.
The droids?
Yes.
I mean, if you insist, but they wouldn't have had a chance to put a tracking device on any of them.
Out of character, didn't she just say they were captured or something?
One of them got destroyed.
Yeah, the droids were on perimeter when the Sith scouts came by, and then one of them got seen and it got disabled, and then Bob shot its communicator so that it couldn't track them.
Yeah, and it was leading them away from our area too. So, and yeah, at best they could have looked through its memory if that didn't get destroyed and found the base that, we evacuated from when we were defending that. So
Why are you insisting that it's impossible instead of just taking the time to check?
I didn't. I said if you insist, then I'll do it. I just don't see how it happened. That doesn't mean I'm not going to go check. Can't hurt.
Also, where did Zariana go? She's still listed as online, but she's not in that channel.
I don't know.
And unlike TeamSpeak, there's no way to call someone into the channel.
Well, there's a way to call someone.
But there's no way to move them forcibly into the channel.
What about all your people? How certain are you were their loyalty?
Well, we haven't recruited anyone recently other than you all, and the Mandalorians, and the Liaxalims. Everyone else, my husband and I went through very careful procedures of recruiting them to make sure they weren't under the control of the rabid Rancors. I understand that you were attacked, John, by the Sith. Is it possible they were following you?
Maybe. I don't know.
that was back to the base that we first abandoned, not the second base, wasn't it?
Yeah, that wouldn't explain how they found the second one.
What if they put a tracking device on him?
No, I'll submit to scan right now to determine that. Do you have the equipment to do it?
In the engineering room. You should go there. You could also check the droids as well. Ingrid, go with them and check.
I'll go with them as well and help check the droids. Del, maybe you should do the thing and offer to do that for them to check for any moles.
I'm gonna when I'm parting, I'm gonna say keep the engines running and don't bother unpacking. If there is a tracking device on us, we're not gonna be here very much longer either. But we need to chase this down to ground right now so this stops.
And for safety's sake, I'll pull out all my equipment when I get to the engineering bay and comb over it. Can't hurt.
Okay, I'm going to assume you guys are going to want to take 20 on your perception checks to check for trackers.
Yeah.
Yes, please. How long does that take? An hour?
Depends on the area of what you're trying to search.
My whole,
So,
my
probably-
clothing, my whole person, my
Probably not.
weapon,
Yeah.
everything I'm carrying and wearing.
Yeah, we'll say an hour.
And I'll offer to Ingrid. I can check to make sure that none of the personnel are moles, if you would like.
Oh, and how are you going to do that?
Climb around inside their brains.
Yeah, I can use the Force to see surface thoughts that people have. So if we ask them the question if they're a mole, I should be able to tell if someone actually is.
She sort of frowns and says, well, I'd like to have a little bit more proof that there's a mole before we just go around and start interrogating our entire crew. That's very bad for morale. Like I said, we recruited all these individuals and handpicked them. And I trust all of them.
And aren't they also concerned that the base was discovered? I don't think there's a morale problem there. And if they aren't the mole, then why would they have a problem with being checked to see if they are a mole? Because then they know they're not.
Well, if we start searching for a mole, then the members will begin to trust each other less because they'll have suspicions over who might potentially be a mole.
If we were doing a regular investigation, I would agree with you, but it's not a regular investigation. You should be able to tell fairly easily.
And what if some of them don't want an ex-Jedi probing around in their heads?
Like, I'm just offering it as a suggestion. You're ultimately in charge. I'm not going to go around doing it.
Well, let's wait to see what happens with the search for tracking devices.
Del nods and then walks to go find the engineering room.
Okay, what do you do when you get there? Do you search through your own stuff?
Yeah, I'll probably search my stuff, yeah.
Okay, an hour goes by, so now it's like 5 or 6 in the morning. And none of you guys find anything.
Yep. Figured as much. I will ask B0B for a tactical analysis on what he thinks may have allowed us to be found based on what little and limited information we have.
Based on the fact that all of our movement is happening within a single city, it seems most likely that the Sith are able to track us via our movements between bases, potentially via satellite.
That would be bad. I will bring this up with Edith. And John's probably in there too, right? Because we all went to the engineering and start checking.
Yeah, you guys are all there.
I asked John what he thinks.
I think I've been shot to pieces and I'm exhausted and I don't know how much longer I can stay standing.
It's probably a good idea to sleep.
I need rest and I need some first aid and medicine.
There is a chance that whatever happened before could happen again. They could find us. If you want, I can put you in a trance so you heal faster and get rest faster.
I'm not doing that. And who are these other guys in the room here with us?
They're just more generic recruit members of the Resistance who do more of the engineering type stuff. Because they're in the engineering room.
Before I go to Edith, I would like to basically use the gather information mechanic of the mind probe thing to like just go around the base probing people's thoughts for any hints of a mole.
Okay.
So once you decide on the difficulty check for that, just let me know.
Yeah, just make it use the force check. Yeah. So are you trying to look for?
Just like particularly hints of anyone being like a traitor.
Okay. So are you trying to read their surface thoughts, or are you just like? I'm just gonna like as you use it on everyone. Like, what do you get out of everyone?
Look for traces of like deception or malice,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
And if you want, I'll go grab the description real quick. But it basically, functionally, it's supposed to work like gather information for the skill check.
Uh huh. Like if you, I'm just wondering, like for like flavor, like if you're just searching for deception and you just like probe someone and you don't sense that, do you like get anything else off of them? Like, do you read some of their thoughts that they're thinking at the
Like, yeah,
time, or do you just?
I don't
get
care
a
about
sense
privacy at this point. I'm like
Yeah.
full diving.
That, okay.
I don't want my sleep to be interrupted again, especially not with blaster fire to the face.
Yeah. Yeah, so you don't find any hint of deception or malice. You get the general sense after like multiple people that like there's like an overwhelming like aura of like number one exhaustion, but then also like fear. Like everyone is, and like no one is feeling very hopeful at that moment. Like everyone is like, oh, when are they going to attack us next? People are like wondering like, oh, is this worth it? Should we ditch? Like, when are we going to die next?
I probably only get a little bit of that because I'm really focused on, traitorous stuff and don't really care about anything else.
Out of character, can I metagame a little bit and ask you to, like, in character, at least take note of it and maybe mention it to me? Because that's the sort of thing I'd care about. Like, I want to know the state of mind of these guys.
I mean, there's a chance it could come out if, morale is talked about. But I don't, just from a standpoint of role-playing for Kaz, I don't think he's just going to up and say, oh yeah. I don't think he'd think of it. And I'm sort of relatively certain that's going to come out. That morale will come up as a topic within the day.